Hi, Viola.
Hello, Lynn.
Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
So, you perfectly embodied President Sutton. I would gladly actually vote for you if you ever ran. So, is running for office something you would ever consider?
Absolutely not. Like full stop, exclamation point, emojis, everything. Absolutely not. No, 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 no.
In G20, you said the line, you raised four teenagers, how are you still standing? And then the character Joanna said, gin. So, with all the roles that you have in life, what keeps you standing?
What keeps me standing? That's part of it. My love for my daughter and my husband. That keeps me standing. I feel like that's home for me. But also, what keeps me standing is curiosity. Curiosity about what life has in store for me. Especially as, I'm entering, I don't know how many decades in this business. I'm curious as to how my career will unfold and how I'll unfold within it. So that keeps me standing, yeah.
Now, what did you love about shooting the film, aside from being in sneakers the entire day, which I'm sure was a really big plus?
You know what? I have to tell you, it is so much fun shooting an action movie. Now, I say that. I complain when I have to get up with Gabriella McLean. She's my trainer. She's the Lord Voldemort of trainers. The one who cannot be named, the brutalizer. But I'll complain, but I have to tell it's so much fun. It reminds you of why you fell in love with it to begin with. That sort of stepping into the make believe and making it believable. Um, and also challenging the notions of what a girl can and cannot do. I love it. Yeah.
Now, in an interview recently, you said, when you do what we do, you want to pass the baton to the next great runner. Now, among all the actors today, who do you think has it?
Oh my goodness. I'm so bad with this, by the way, because I never want to single anyone out. But I mean, lots have it today. Tuso Mbedu and Lashana Lynch and Sheila 18, Jamie Lawson. Those are all the young women who were in The Woman King. And some who are nameless, faceless. Edwina Finley, who's on The Residents, Shonda Rhimes show. Danielle Brooks, Lupita Nyong'o. I mean, the list goes on and on. And some that, once again, you don't know. They're waiting, in line, outside the door, knocking hard with their talent. And yeah, it gives me a lot of hope when I see that. Yeah.
Now, Agent Manny's line is, I always knew you were a softie, madam. Now, you, Viola, you exude power, but what brings out your softer side?
Everything. I am an empath. Everything. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. If someone gets sick, does that, like my niece has a flu right now. I was up all night trying to text her, every remedy. I was completely immersed in her getting well. I am very dedicated to young people. Very. Anywhere from newborn to what, 30 years old. That totally brings out my soft side. Yeah.
Miss Viola, for my last question, what do you think people should take away from the movie? Because in the movie, we don't just see, of course, there's politics and but more importantly, there's relationships, there's family. What do you want them to take away from G20?
You know, heroes exist, and they exist in so many different forms. There are people out there who are capable of changing the world, and they have the strength to do it and they have the heart to do it. And sometimes I think that people don't feel like they exist. They sort of only exist in movies. But to give people a little bit of hope that we can have a leader that actually does lead with love. That sort of elusive word that we don't use enough. That would be beautiful if people took that away from this movie.
Hi, Patricia. Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, Patricia, Viola is the perfect choice for Sutton. She is a powerhouse. But what do you think makes her believable as an American president?
I feel that Viola brings such depth into everything she does. I think what makes her really believable is the fact that she is playing it real. She's not playing like a fictitious movie president. She does not enjoy the job. She's struggling with the job. She's struggling with the challenges of the job, with the perception, the difficulties that she's encountering. Even when she becomes, when everything happens and she needs to start fighting, she's not enjoying having to fight and kill and everything. She's really suffering, but she has to do it. And I think that's what makes it very believable.
Now, I love that you flipped the norm. So the strong president here is female. The genius tech kid is female. She's the daughter, not the son. So why did you make that choice?
Well, because look, there's so many action movies already led by male characters. And there's so many male directors making those movies. So what's my responsibility as a woman coming into the genre? It's like use the opportunity to start changing the perception that the world has of women. Really. Like I can't do it differently than that. I wouldn't be able to. By the way, women are really smart, so why not, right?
It was perfect. I loved it. So one line from G20 that perfectly embodies today is, disinformation is more powerful than information. And with Pangram and deep fake and A1, it is a scary world. What is your take on that?
Yes. Well, I feel that most action movies in the past always had the element of the bomb. There was always a bomb that was gonna be blow and we had to save it. Today, the bombs are different. The bombs have to do with deep fakes. They have to do with AI. They have to do with, cryptocurrencies. There's other ways to disrupt and to terrorize that in the information age and the digital age like we are living now. So the movie wants to be very current and speak about what's going on. And it's so current that there was a moment when we were making the movie in which we started seeing the president's deep fakes, like Putin's deep fake, right? And a few others. And I was thinking, oh my God, we have to finish this movie and put it out before this is old, before this has been done. But fortunately, they're still quite imperfect, those deepfakes. So what our villain brings into the movie is still, something that is coming.
Yes. I hope it doesn't come though. I don't.
No,
I want
to come.
It's scary to think about that. But also, usually female protagonists are always in high heels, torture devices. So putting her in sneakers was a genius idea. What was your conversation with Viola about this? Did she go for it? Did she insist on this?
Yes. I when I was doing research on Viola and looking at all the pictures, I saw her in a gown in like the Oscars or something with sneakers. So it's something that she's already done. This was in the script from the beginning, and I thought it was a really fun idea. And we just fought to preserve it. And, imagine the idea of being in heels, doing all this fighting, or being without shoes. So I love the sneaker thing. I'm wearing the sneakers right now.
Oh, can I see it?
Yes.
Well, I wish I could show you mine. But okay, last question is, when the camera stopped rolling, how different is Viola from her character, or how similar?
Viola doesn't want to be the president. That's the first thing she told me. Like, who wants to be the president? Who wants that role? Because she's done her research with Michelle Obama and, probably friendly with other world leaders, right? So she's like, who wants to do this role? And it was great for her to ask that question because she really started looking inside and seeing, like, as a character, what makes somebody want to do this role and find that motivation. Besides that, Viola is a very smart, with huge instincts and has such authority. So in a sense, she's very similar to President Sutton. She's also very fit and can kick ass. So you gotta be careful with her.
Oh, definitely. And I told her if ever she runs for president, I'll definitely vote for her. So thank you so much, Patricia, for your time. And again, congratulations on the movie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.